Spoilers ahead for the first 5 episodes of Infinity Train Book 3. You have been warned. Holy crap, what a great start to the latest season of Infinity Train. As y'all know, Book 3 is focusing on Grace and Simon from the Apex, introduced back in Book 2, but the big mystery for the season so far is, of course, Hazel. She is so adorable and equally mysterious. If you don't love Hazel, there's probably something wrong with you, but the big question is, who is she? What is she? Why is she? Well, I've got a working theory, so let's break it down. Obviously, the major episode 5 cliffhanger was quite a reveal. like what even is this? Hazel is apparently an animorph? The obvious place to start is that Hazel is a null. She's clearly not a real passenger, as she doesn't have a real glowing number and doesn't show up on Simon's tracking device. Plus, she transformed into a turtle. That's not something humans do. I think there's probably a lot more to it than this, and this might not be the first time Hazel is transformed. In fact, I think that the body we've seen her in primarily could be brand new. Here's why. It seemed like a throwaway joke, but Hazel did specifically ask Tuba if she was a kid. She didn't know. I mean, it's possible that she didn't know because she's a null, but it's also possible that she didn't know because her body recently took this form. So she could either be a recently made null or a recently transformed null. So if this is the case, the next question is, why did she take this form? I think the answer is Grace and Simon. Hazel's physical traits sit somewhere in between Grace and Simon's. Her skin tone and her hair color split the difference between the two of them. Her skin is lighter than Grace's, but darker than Simon's. Same with her hair. I mean, I can't be the only one who thought that this might be their kid when the poster dropped, right? I mean, look at him. Look right there. But why or how would Hazel even exist if she's a cross between Grace and Simon? Well, I think she's likely some sort of creation of the Infinity Train, or that she's somehow a manifestation of both Grace and Simon as children combined into one person. This would explain why she looks a little like both Grace and Simon, and also why she doesn't seem to have much memory of her own life. So far, the only memory she's recounted was also a memory we can attribute to Grace. She remembers taking dance classes, just like Grace did, who clearly had a tyrannical dance mom. Plus, we've already seen that Grace is a killer dancer. We know that when the Infinity Train acquires new passengers, it processes their memories into film. So, the train theoretically has access to any passenger's memory tapes, and we know that 1-1 can in fact fast forward and rewind them at will. We also know that Simon was brought to the train when he was 10 years old, so the memories the train has access to skew on the younger side for Simon. This is possibly true for Grace as well. So, Hazel taking the form of a young kid, partially containing the memories of the younger versions of Simon and Grace that the train has access to, could make sense. It's possible she was even formed by these memories. The fact is that the Infinity Train exists to help people process their pain and trauma, accept changes in their lives, and become better people. Grace and Simon have actively rejected this process on the Infinity Train, so the Infinity Train has to adapt. The Apex treats the citizens of the Infinity Train who aren't passengers like disposable objects, so they've been sent a null that reflects themselves to help them see that nulls are people too. But of course, then there is the turtle of it all. Well, that's maybe where Amelia comes in. We know that during her experiments to recreate her old life with Ulrich, Amelia consistently ran into a turtle problem. This was true in the unfinished car, and even the car we saw her actively working on at the end of Book 1. The fact that Book 3 starts out by revisiting the unfinished car, to me, says that they want the audience to remember it. It's important. They could have destroyed any car at the end of Episode 1, but the writers chose the unfinished car. Plus, the Apex is literally known as the cult of the conductor. They falsely believe that Amelia is the true conductor and that 1-1 overthrew her. With such a significant focus on Amelia and the Apex's false beliefs about her, it would be very surprising if Amelia didn't play a role later in this season. And Amelia could also tie into the Hazel mystery. Was Hazel a part of Amelia's experiments? Was she a failed experiment herself? Was she a creation from one of the cars that Amelia attempted to use to recreate her old life? I think she likely has some sort of connection to Amelia. We know that Amelia was trying to create a car with Ulrich in it. If Hazel in fact has these transformative properties like I've hypothesized, and she's been created from passengers' memories like Grace and Simon's, it could be that Amelia was attempting to recreate Ulrich himself using her own memories of him, and that Hazel was the result of this experiment. Alternatively, it could be possible that Amelia is now attempting to make right by her mistakes. Maybe she's actually using her Infinity Train expertise to help 1-1 and right the wrongs that were caused by her years as the false conductor. After all, the Apex wouldn't exist if it weren't for her, and Amelia's got to get that number down somehow. It also seems like 1-1 or somebody is tracking Grace and Simon. Every time a train car starts to shift, we see a green line surveying the scene as though it's scanning. It must be detecting Grace and Simon, or at the very least, looking for something. Could these things be related? Who knows, I may be totally off base on all this, but regardless of who or what Hazel is, I think we can agree that this might be the most intriguing mystery on the Infinity Train so far. Oh, and can we get an F in the chat for Tuba? Damn, I really hope she's not gone for good. They're really gonna have to work to redeem Simon at this point. But what a great start to the season, and I really love that HBO Max is releasing the episodes in weekly chunks. This show is made for speculation and discussion, and I've already had an absolute blast breaking down these first 5 episodes with other train heads. The next 3 episodes are gonna drop next Thursday, so hopefully we'll all know more about Hazel after next week's batch of episodes. I can't wait to find out, and I want to hear your theories too, so please put them below in the comments and let's talk about it. Folks, thanks so much for tuning into this little Infinity Train theory. If you liked it, please make sure to do all the liking and subscribing business and tune in next week, because maybe I'll have more to say after the next 3 episodes. Peace!
Johnny to Cellos.